What's up, Cuddies? It's Scuss Gaming here, and I was sitting in math class, and I was thinking about all the freshmen, because I'm in geometry math, so I have a lot of freshmen in my class. And so I was thinking about all the freshmen, and I was like, I don't like them. There's so many of them. They're like flies. Like they literally they come in swarms, and they're most annoying things. It's not like they did anything per se. I just don't like them at all. I don't know. It's just like this thing where you become a freshman, and everyone hates you. But anyways, so there's this, since my sister's a freshman, there's this other, there's this kid that's the same age as her. I'm gonna call him Richard. Well, Richard was an interesting kid. His parents tricked him into believing he was special when he really wasn't. He was actually a pretty smart kid, but since he was special, he got all these like special things where he would like, he could he could like walk around the classroom and shit. Like he's like one of those kids who had to move around and stuff, but he didn't actually need to do any of that stuff. They tricked him into thinking that he could, like, if he was special and he needed that kind of stuff. But he was my neighbor, and he used to live right next to where I used to live, and he was like, I would have to. His mom was the most horrible person ever. Like, she was so mean and everything. And the worst part was she made me like hang out with him. And the kid was so awkward. Anyways, so during the summer we used to have these huge water gun fights, like huge. And this was like in 5th grade. This was like 7 years ago. So when we'd have these water gun fights, we'd invite the entire neighborhood, like all my friends. But that was the one kid that I wouldn't invite because he was like messed up. Like I could tell he was gonna hurt somebody. Well, I I was having a water gun fight like one day during the summer 5th grade year. It was like he was going into 5th grade. I think it was that. And so I invited everybody, and then his mom comes over, and then she just goes, "Hey, are you gonna invite Devin?" Like literally just invites himself, and I was like, I didn't want to be rude, so I was like, yeah, of course I'm gonna invite him. So I invited him over, and then we split him up we split up into teams, and he's on my team, and it's like I think a team of 6, and so we split up into teams, and then we just go our separate ways. Where my group went was a secret hiding spot near the park near my house. So we have a lot of parks. We have one park, and it's in a cul-de-sac, and it's really close to where I used to live. And God damn, this thing every time. So we made our way down to this hiding spot where it's right next to the park where the cul-de-sac is. And me and my friends and a couple other neighbors, we get in there, and we go to the hiding spot or whatever, and we're sitting down making our game plan. He's like, "I'm gonna go ambush him." I was like, "It's not a good idea." He goes, "Yep, I'm gonna go ambush him." I was like, "Alright, go." So he went alone, and he we were just sitting there waiting, and then like 30 minutes later, we hear this huge huge yelling and like running or whatever, and then like we look up out of the bushes where our hiding spot was, and this man is sitting there with his mom, or sorry, standing there at the park, and we're all like confused, like what the heck just happened. And apparently he went berserk right after one of my friends sprayed him, my friend Edward, and he just started biting kids, and we are all like, whoa, okay, what the heck you doing? And then he went home crying to his mom, and he told her that he was being like bullied or whatever, and then he told her that we sprayed him with like Coca-Cola or Pepsi or something like that. And I was just like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, that did not happen. And he just goes off, like, starts going off saying all these lies and stuff. And his mom, she doesn't say anything. She looks at me, and then she looks at my friend Edward, and the one who sprayed him with the water, and he just goes, yeah, he goes, "Roger, punch him right in the solar plex." And we were all confused, like we didn't know what the hell a solar plex was, and he goes, "If you don't do it, I will." And we were so scared. So all of us just looked at each other and we just ran. We just booked it all the way back to my house. And I told my parents, and then we ended up like, she ended up having to go talk to the school and shit. And like, I think she ended up getting like house arrest for like harassing kids. But like, long story short, every time I see this woman, like I get terrified. Like I saw her at a science fair one time, and I was so scared. Yeah. Alright, I hope you guys liked my video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and peace.